what would you say really helped you?
Networking with people. I would have never reached out to network with people if you didn't teach me that strategy. And I couldn't find that anywhere else on YouTube.
Hey everyone, I am here with Christian, one of my amazing clients from our program. I'm super excited for him. He just got his first job in tech as a network engineer. I am excited to see how everything goes for him in his future. But we're here to talk about his journey, how everything went, how he found me, how the coaching has been helping him, and how he finally got this job. Thanks for being here, Christian.
Thank you for having me, Gladys. I'm happy to be here. Happy to talk on it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm super happy for you and what are the next steps in your career and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to everything. Right before this
Yeah.
program, where were you at in your job search and career, right? Your job search and everything before joining this program. Where were you at? What were you doing?
So I graduated with a bachelor's in science in chemistry. So I was working for in the chemistry lab and in public health before I started working in tech. Um, and then it wasn't until maybe about 10, it's been, my job search has been about 10 months already, kind of doing my day job. And then whenever I had a break or during lunch or after work, I would be building my skills for the first 3 to 6 months, um, while still kind of applying to jobs here and there. I really didn't start kind of applying heavily and aggressively till I got my Security Plus. Um, but during that time, I was still working. I was working. I was in no prior tech experience, nothing of my own other than being, a gamer and helping my family and friends out, set up their networks and building their computers as well.
Okay, cool, cool. And what challenges would you say you were facing at that time?
Definitely not having the tech experience. I did have a lot of the skills just because I have been messing with computers since I was a teenager. Um, but learning stuff like using how to use the cloud, um, how to kind of create VMs and diving deeper into security tools and networking tools, that was definitely something the next obstacle I had to face, before getting a new job, of course.
So, Christian, tell me what really made you decide to say you want to work with me?
So, uh, to be honest, it all happened really by luck. I had been, creating my LinkedIn, kind of creating more of my network, because that's what, people were saying to do, and I came across you and other people's posts that were trying to kind of help people who are breaking into the field or trying to get their tech job or help them in their career. Um, and so by chance, really, you were giving a giveaway around Christmas, and I entered that giveaway and I won, and honestly, it was probably the thing that kind of sparked everything because I didn't understand what to do, where to go. I had an idea, but there was no like direct plan. It was more of just do this, do that, do that. But this, whenever I fortunately got to meet with you. For free. And then I think for there, we even did another session because the first session, I think it helped me out a lot. And then to kind of understand what to do, where to go. And then when I was having a little bit trouble on the next step, I ended up meeting with you again, um, paying for it. And and I think that's, another thing that kind of led me into the community that you built, because back then you didn't have the community. um, so whenever you built the community, it was very helpful as well, meeting all these different people and just like the support overall. I think that's the number one thing, from the community and from you as well.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm super happy that you got all the support that you deserved and
Mhm.
you're here now. So, inside of the coaching, right, while I was working with all the support that you received from me, like the coaching, the accountability,
Mhm.
all the times that I was tapping you on the back, hey, wake up, we can't stop, we gotta keep growing, the resources, the everything. Um, what would you say really helped you stay on track? What is the biggest thing that you got in this program that was like, I have to do this?
I think I'm not very much an emotional person. Like, I did get, very beat up when things weren't going my way after multiple no's. Uh, I might not be super reactive when somebody's telling me like, don't give up, this and that. But I think it does help me. I'm not gonna say that it kind of goes through me, but I think you and the other members of the community, saying don't give up, hey, you got to know this time, but that doesn't mean you don't stop. I think that was very helpful, especially just someone to talk to about it. Just having somebody to talk to about it was really helpful for me, because I can tell, my family, my fiance, I can tell them whatever, but they're not gonna understand as much as somebody in the tech field would.
That makes sense. Yeah. And I really try to bring that
Yes.
accountability back because I've been there, right? Something that I've gone through that when I started. So I know exactly what you may be feeling, someone who's
Mhm.
going through that. So yeah, that. So I want to go into other details. Obviously, I know that this wasn't the only thing, my program wasn't the only thing that you used that helped you succeed. So can you tell viewers about the other things that you did to be able to succeed in tech industry?
So the first thing I really did, other than my own experience, and I learned how to make computers on my own just by messing with them. I learned how to deal with the hardware and basic booting up the system from a boot stick that I created and imaging using the Microsoft stuff and all that. But I really started to learn more on cloud and how to use Wireshark through the course careers. I entered that course because that was coming up in my YouTube algorithm a lot. Um, I did that, and it was very good. I did the Google cybersecurity course, and then into the Google cybersecurity course, I got my Security Plus. That's the only certificate I have. I think it was pretty good because I did end up getting calls. Just the HR was looking for that, so I got a lot of calls on that. Um, but and then as well as being in the cyber range for Josh Madakor, I think all these tools helped me kind of cultivate my skills, and then also a little bit more on how to build my resume, as well as your coaching and your community that helped me tailor my resume. Also, you were the biggest thing I think that helped me the most was your strategy on how to connect with people on LinkedIn. Um, a lot of people that will come to me asking, how did you get so many interviews? Even if I didn't get a whole bunch of yeses, I still got a whole bunch of interviews, which was really good. That was kind of keeping me up. But I think whenever I went with you on the second meeting, you taught me how to do that strategy, and I couldn't find that anywhere else on YouTube. That was number one. And yes, it didn't get me a job, but I also doing that, I found out about a community that is local to me, which is called the RGV Cyber. I don't think I would have attended a B-side. Um, I would have never have reached out to network with people if you didn't teach me that strategy. I think that was also like that's the number one thing, honestly, networking with people, because you just talk to so many people, get their journey, and some of them help you out. Some of them give you referrals. Some of them say, hey, I did this, I did that, and you kind of start to learn how to make your own path through all that.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that networking part because yeah, it is the biggest part for sure. Um,
Mhm.
it's like even if you try to reach out to people, they're not necessarily gonna give you a job, but they're
Mhm.
gonna give you like things to think about. They're gonna give you a another connection, someone
Mhm.
else who can help you. And this all comes from knowing how to reach out to people the right way. It's like if you don't know how to reach out, what do you even say in your first conversation? You're gonna keep getting ghosted. So yeah, I appreciate you. That's it, definitely that has been helping
Yeah.
out for you. So yeah, now let's get into the most important part. Like, tell me about the role that you landed, and how do you feel about it?
So super happy, obviously. I landed a job as a network engineer for a local ISP down here in the South Texas. Um, it's very beginner friendly. Um, During the interviews, the hiring managers stress that, we're really looking for somebody who's willing to learn. And he said it like 4 times during the one interview and then 2 times during the second interview. So I was like, okay, I mean, I've got to show my, I got to show my hunger. I got to be unmatched against everybody else. Um, but just sticking to this question, yeah, it's a network engineer role with the local ISP.
Okay, okay, good. And so with this role, that's obviously a great role, network engineer for sure. Um, how did you feel like the skills, the strategies, and all the confidence that you gained over time working with me? How do you feel like all that helped you with landing this role?
So I think uh, the the networking part was number one because that's honestly how I got um, word of the job application. Um, then the next step would be uh, kind of the skills. Honestly, I'd already had them on my own through through the courses that I took, through my own experience. I kind of stressed that a lot during the interview since I don't have any tech experience. That it, you know, that me building computers for friends and family and helping them out set up their Wi-Fi or different mesh access points. Um, I think that's what helped me put during the interview all those skills that I cultivated beforehand. Um, uh, that's pretty much. And then, of course, for me during the interview, once I got the second interview, that I think the thing that actually landed me the job was uh, me over the weekend, 4th of July weekend, I created a small, like very basic project. Of course, with the help of AI and using the Cisco packet tracer. I documented all that on GitHub, and once the second interview came, I kind of I he asked me, what projects have you worked on that would relate to this role? So I was like, okay, perfect. I just created one. Let me, I asked them, hey, can I share my screen? You had helped me kind of push that. You told me, I mean, nobody really thinks to do that, right? Nobody thinks to share their screen, and even it can be a little nerve-wracking because I get nervous whenever, I have to present something in general. But he was very cool about it. He said, yes, like go ahead and share the screen. I would love that. I was going through it at a high level. I wasn't going too into detail with it. Um, and he loved it, and then that's very same day they gave me a call.
When you heard the statement of we like you and we want you to join us, you signed the offer letter.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about that time. What was that time for you at the moment?
So Uh, and this is going to kind of contradict what I said earlier about not being emotional. I cried. Like I think they told me and I was like holding back my tears. I was like, they're like, we really like you. James really liked you and he wants to have you on board. And I was like trying to like hold back my tears and my voice was like cracking. Um, but I think it was just like I was I was happy, right? I think all the hard work that I had been through, I put in a lot of time. Uh, I put in a lot of work. I put in, I talked to so many different people. I went out of my comfort zone. I presented like at a B-sides, in front of 100 people that I had never met, and I don't even have a job in the industry. They're probably looking at me like, who is this guy, right? All this hard work and time and all the no's that I've been through when I thought it was a yes, um, I just broke down and I cried and I was super happy and I couldn't wait to get everything started. I can't even wait get I can't wait to start in general.
Yeah, yeah. I can imagine that feeling, man. Yeah, very
Yeah,
happy to you again. And yeah, Christian, it was a great pleasure working with you. I enjoyed every single moment because I knew that you will make it. I knew that you had the capabilities to get that job. So I was there for you. And I really appreciate you putting in all the work and all the efforts that you have done over time. And now it is all worth it. This doesn't end here. You already know that, right? You're gonna stick
yeah,
around with me. You're stuck with me for life. You're gonna keep learning from my experience that I have. As much as you work with me, you stay with me forever. And because there are also things that you have to learn after the job, because you can get a job and lose it. Doesn't mean you're
Mhm.
there, right? You have to make sure that you stay in the position and sure. So we keep growing, keep learning together, make sure that you're always getting better along the way. Yeah, that is really the goal. So the other thing is, what would you say to someone who is maybe on the fence about joining this program with me?
So I think people need to I mean, if you're shy or you're skeptical or anything, you don't have to pay for anything right away. You can kind of ask around and see, get reviews, or if it's free, join the free portion of it and then maybe consider paying later on if you feel good about it. But I think people need to stick together. It's hard, you're making it harder for yourself if you're doing it alone. I'm kind of like I'm in extrovert. I can talk, but I also love being alone. Like I love just playing games or watching movies, scary movies alone, or with my fiance. I think I'm a loner. And then, but that I knew that wasn't gonna help me. Once I joined all these different communities and started, talking to people, the people would help me out. I mean, like my friend over here at the RGV Cyber, that's around my area. Um, he let me know about the job. I didn't see it on LinkedIn, and that was, the one job that I didn't apply on LinkedIn. That's the one I got. Because he sent me it over. He's like, "Hey, Chris, I think this role is pretty cool. It's not cybersecurity, but it looks like something you can get." And I did it, and I got it, and that was because of reaching out. It was because of being in a community. It was because of making friends that are in tech as well, and everyone helping each other out. So I think that's why somebody should join, community such as yours, because everybody's helping each other out. I think working with you, uh, from my experience, like I said, has been very helpful. I didn't have a plan, and you helped me create that plan. Uh, Even if you think you can do it alone, and it might not be working out for you, it might work. But honestly, why spare the extra time and then go seek out somebody who's going to help you, who's going to be there talking to you. I mean, whenever I was having issues, you were a message away. You were able to, reply to me and kind of help me out with if it was something small. um, you're pushing me constantly, saying, hey, I told you, hey, Gladys, this interview, I thought it went well, but I didn't end up getting it. And, you would tell me, it's okay. I've been there right there with you. Like you said, you've been in the tech field for a while now as well. And you were able to kind of, you've been there, so you were able to relate to me. Um, and kind of speak with me at a human level. That was really helpful. I didn't have to, of course, I'm gonna get sad. You can't stop that, right? But you were still there for me, and they will say, hey, take a couple of days, take a week, and then once you're ready, get back on it. And then if I would have messaged you, you'd be like, hey, Chris, how you doing? And then I was like, okay, well, she actually cares. She's thinking about me, making sure I'm doing okay because she wants me to do well. So I think that's why, I think helping me, I would kind of like tell everybody else, hey, Gladys is really good to work with. She actually cares. She's gonna message you even if you aren't messaging her just to check in on you.
Yeah, that is right about me. I just naturally care. I mean, it's just part of me. It's not all about just the coaching for me or the money or whatever. No, all
Mhm.
about making sure that I'm changing lives. And that's part of my mission as a career coach. I want to make sure that people's lives get different, that families get fed because I help them. So that's really important to me to like check in every time and say, hey, how you doing? Are we getting to the goal? We can't let it go. Have to keep moving, stuff like that. So yeah, I appreciate you for valuing that. So now, obviously, you are a network engineer officially, so you are in tech, and now I feel like you are in a position to provide advice. So first advice is what is something you will tell someone who is trying to get into cybersecurity right now or even into tech in general? What would you tell them if they are struggling?
So I've been with right there with people. I've done honestly, I think I've done over 500 applications. Um, if anything, just shy of 500. It's been a long road. I've gotten plenty of no's. Yeah, I've gotten into three, second round interviews where I thought, okay, I got into the second round and, they really like me. They would even message me on the side or call me to tell me how much they like me, and then things just didn't work out. And it's it crushes you a lot. And and everyone's gonna tell you not to give up, and you're gonna feel like you want to give up. But I think what helped me, like I said, I'm not a very emotional person. um I think me, over the course of the 10 months that I was trying to apply for jobs, I had done it so much that even when I was like sad and trying to get out of bed, I think I just got like my brain knew to get up and just apply to at least 5 jobs. I think once you kind of create that habit, even when you're sad, even when you're happy or mad, your brain and your body, you're like, okay, I still gotta apply no matter what I'm feeling because I've been doing it for the past 10 months every day, right? So I think that number one thing is to create the habit. And even if you're feeling sad or mad, the habit's gonna take over like muscle memory, and it's gonna do it for you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, that's right. So you keep going. We're not giving up. We keep going, and
Mhm.
we didn't continue. We would have gotten this role anyway. So people should
Exactly.
fight him no matter what. That's
Yeah.
the advice I can say. Appreciate you for coming here, Christian. Thank you very much for your time. And for everyone who is watching, this is what it is to try to get into tech. It is not easy. Again, it is not easy. It's hard work. It is not impossible. It is very, very possible with the right direction. So make sure you follow the steps and don't rush it. Don't feel like you have to compete with other people. That's not what you should be doing. You should be on your own path and just essentially make baby steps to get there. So thank you all for watching. And again, this was Christian, just got a job role. He will be working as a network engineer, and we're super happy for him. Thank you, everyone. I hope this was helpful. All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.